Okay, it's
There you go.
recording now. I think the whole time we've been on, it's been paused, and my mistake, it's because I was on a half an hour early, so we're just saying we're gonna take Becky and is sending a copy of the RFP to town council, and we'll be meeting with the contractor, USA Waste and Recycling, for 10:30 interview. So that's basically all we've said so far.
Yep.
Is it USA Waste, or US Recycling?
It's USA Recycle.
I thought it was
Capital U,
USA
capital-
Waste and Recycling. USA
I
Waste.
think, I
Maybe
think
they
it's,
changed it?
it's USA Recycle.
Okay,
I'll double check online.
Yeah,
or we can just ask them when they come on.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what when I looked them up on
okay.
the net, that's what I found.
Oh,
As long as we're just kind of waiting, I want to share with you guys that being involved in this part of the process is really an education for me. And to me, if you're like volunteering at the shed or whatever, it makes everything much more significant because you kind of realize the importance of this stuff as well as the difficulties in getting these contracts and stuff. So I really want to thank you guys just for kind of putting up with some of my questions and stuff.
Well, we really want to thank you for being on the committee and volunteering to take notes.
you don't know, this has been the entire 30 years I've been on the committee. I've never had anyone enthusiastic about taking meeting notes. So this is a wonderful and charming and greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated.
Wait a minute.
Addition
Who
to
said
the
I was
committee.
enthusiastic?
No, I'm serious. Like I said, we've been twisting arms since the beginning to get someone to do it. So it's really great.
I'm happy to do it. It feels like a way that I can contribute. So, and I
And
really.
questions are, and questions are good.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's good because it makes us rethink stuff.
Well,
too.
and we learned from the questions you asked.
that's it. Yep, new pair of eyes.
And if you guys are in, oh, sorry. Yeah, if you guys might have seen, I put a short blurb on Nextdoor Shutesbury. Once again, just very short, just saying that we're going through the RFP process and we should have more information by late March, early April. And I also talked with Jim Walton. I think I told you saw that from
Yeah.
FinCom, and he agreed that it didn't make sense. We don't have more information to share with FinCom at this time, to come after we have gone through the bid process.
Do the RFPs, when we're ready, go directly from you to the providers, or do they come from Becky?
Oh, not for me, for sure. They are posted in two public places, the
Right.
Central Registry and something I forget what it's called, but they're the state of Massachusetts sites. And those send a notice to every recycling and waste hauler in the state of the availability of this RFP. In addition to that, the large haulers that we're aware of in this area, we will, from Town Hall, Becky will send
Okay.
copies of the RFP just to make sure they all have them and aware of this, because we
Okay.
want as many bids as we can get.
Right.
And this business about bidding, I take it that I'm very ignorant in this area. I take it that most contracts from a city, you have to accept the lowest bid or something like that.
It really depends on the type of contract, because design services, engineering services, those type of things, a lot of times you can do it based on a combination of price and qualifications. So you have an evaluation system to consider both. But on commodities types bids, those are typically low bid, unless there's some reason that the lowest bidder does not meet all the requirements listed in the RFP, or we have found that we have a bad track record with them and we have a real reason to disqualify. But if you disqualify without a good reason, then you can be facing some kind of follow-up action from them. So
Okay.
yeah, but I mean, in most cases, we want to take the low bidder if we can, if
Yeah,
you're comparing apples to apples with the responses.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, that was convenient. That was Jeff, so I could ask him to come plow my yard right now, because I need to get out shortly. So I hope he comes. Has anyone, I've never heard of any prohibition against groups meeting on weekends, nights, whatever.
I
As long
haven't
as it's
either.
posted in the appropriate time, etc.
I suspect Becky would have let us know if that was an
And the
issue.
town clerk, because they get notices of all this stuff. So
Yeah,
I can double check with them, but especially with the subcommittee. I will double check, but I've never heard of that being a problem.
Okay.
And I've been doing this stuff for how many thousands of years? BB saying hi. Is that Henry?
No, this is Gracie.
Oh, that's Gracie.
Gracie.
BB say hi to Gracie. Oh, she's so excited.
See?
Look at BB. Look at the kitty. This is being recorded.
Ouch. Don't cut you.
so Meryl, how much bigger is that dog gonna get?
Not a lot bigger, I hope.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm
a
telling
couple
you, with
pounds
the
more,
energy
but
that, with the
What's it?
energy BB has, you don't want her to get bigger.
no, I don't want her to get much bigger. I wanted a cat dog. I've always wanted a cat dog.
She's small, but she has the power of something about 3 times as big as she is.
She's got a big personality. She does.
Yeah.
And now she's trying to climb Mount Everest, I think. Can anyone think of anything else we need to do regarding keeping this moving?
And once we get the RFP out, and we just wait.
Okay. Yeah, it was Combis was the name of the other state purchasing platform.
And we're going to use
I
that.
did put a note in the RFP with the new language regarding extending the contract directly to the town council to see if she could make it any stronger if it needed to change.
Well, the language that you took from the DEP website,
Yeah.
I'm sure has been checked carefully.
I'm sure it's been checked, but I don't. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I guess you can't force the contractor to extend it a
No.
year, so it's just asking.
They're willing to agree at that point. That's all.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
Make it-
our current contract with USA Recycle, formerly, alternative recycling, just says that it's up to us whether we want to extend or not.
Yeah,
But I had a feeling that would not stand up. We
Yeah.
couldn't make them do it.
right.
Was that in the contract that they would?
Yes. Yeah,
Our
right
current
up front,
our
in the
current contract.
Yeah,
That's
then
why
they
we
could-
met with them to see if they would extend it for a year, and they basically said absolutely not.
And that's not breach of contract?
No, because there was no way to enforce it and require them to do it. It was just saying we could do it.
right.
Oh, it didn't say they would. I
No,
see.
no.
Okay.
And I'm not sure you can, I mean, I don't know
No.
if you can force them in any case.
Because then why isn't that a 6-year contract?
Right. If we would bid it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. C'est la vie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gail, I downloaded a Word version that you saw. I exported the Word version, and that's what I sent to Becky to share with council, because I don't want to start mixing up the versions. So that's what she has. So I guess what I should actually probably shut down anyone's ability to make changes at this point.
Right.
Yeah. Welcome, Kim.
Do you want me to work on formatting? On
No,
that?
not yet,
Okay.
because not until we have.
Kim.
everything.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey, good
Good
morning.
morning, Kim. How you
Hiya.
doing?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Okey-doke. Staying
We're
inside.
inside,
was
so
dry.
that's good. We're inside.
Good. How much snow do you have up there?
About
Well,
4.
Yeah, I'd say close to
About
4.
4 inches, yeah.
I
And
think,
it's
I think
raining
we're
now,
about the
so-
same
And,
here.
and it's wet and heavy
Yeah.
and nasty.
Here too. It's nice and
Yeah.
rainy now.
Yeah. I decided I better shovel and blow before the rain came, because the rain's gonna come and then it's gonna freeze and then,
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
too heavy. Yep, we did the same idea here.
Yeah.
Eric should be hopping on momentarily.
there
He
he
is
is. Hi,
on.
Eric.
He's
He
here.
is, I'm starting, hold on a second here. There we
There he
go.
is.
Welcome.
Hi,
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Well,
Good,
Good.
good. Gary, you want to kick it off, or we can do a quick
Sure.
one
Well,
surrounding?
we
Yeah.
sent you guys these questions and, the 4 of us have met before.
Gary,
Merrill
I'm
and
sorry,
I.
can we just introduce each other first?
Yeah, let's introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm Gary Bernhardt. I'm the recycling coordinator. And I have been involved in recycling in Shutesbury since the recycling committee was formed in what, Merrill, 1989?
I think it was formed before then, actually, because I think
Before
it
that,
was
yeah.
like around for a year or two before I got on.
And then I've been the coordinator since 2009. I've lived in town since before there was any recycling, 1983. Okay.
And I'm
Merrill.
Meryl Mandel, Chair of the committee, and have been on it since 1989, and I think I've been chair since about 90. I kind of got made chair pretty early on, and have been through a number of solid waste contracts, so it's that time again. And we appreciate you coming today.
Sure.
Gail, do you?
Hi, my name is Gail Fleischaker. I've been on the committee since 2007 when I moved to town.
And Tim?
My name's Tim Logan. I'm a new member of the committee, and today I'll be taking minutes. So forgive me if I occasionally interrupt you to ask a question for the minutes.
Thank you. And do you guys want to give us a quick listing
Yeah,
of
Kim,
your
go ahead.
position titles and
Yeah.
et cetera?
Yep, Kim Broder, and I am in Hatfield, site manager here, so I manage the trucks that come out to your town now.
I'm Eric Frederickson. I'm Director of Operations with USA. So oversee 6 of our sites in Connecticut and Western Mass.
And can you tell us the official name of your company?
The official name, yeah, we're servicing Shutesbury, it's, USA Waste and Recycling.
It is waste, okay.
There were some different acquisitions, alternative recycling being one of them there's USA Hauling and there's USA Waste. They technically, I guess, are by way of maybe Secretary of State kind of standalone, if you will, or 2 different operating entities, but for all purposes on the street and everywhere else, it's one and the same, so.
Yeah, no problem.
That's good to know. Yeah.
Great. Great. Well, as you know, we're going to go out to bid. We've had a conversation before. But we thought we really needed to give you guys the same questions that we've given to other haulers that we've talked to, and to record your answers and everything. So, does your company service rural communities in Western Massachusetts besides Shutesbury?
Besides Shutesbury, yes, we do. The balance of those being subscription residential contracts. So Shutesbury is our only municipal contract at this point that we're servicing in Western Mass. That's that I think would qualify as a rural community. Right, Tim? Am I thinking of?
You're not
Okay.
missing anything. You're right.
I'm gonna put myself on mute because my dog's chasing squirrels while we're talking.
Well, if we're the only municipal contractor in a rural community, what challenges have you experienced servicing Shutesbury over the last few years?
What challenges? I mean, I guess similar to what, our conversations were when we met the first time around, I think, I don't think there's any challenges necessarily specific to Shutesbury. I think our shift for many years now has been to automate our collection for the safety of our drivers and the efficiency operations. So I don't know as though I would call that out as being something unique to a rural community, although we provide that service in all of our rural subscription communities as well. And I do, the question I guess that you posed was specific to Western Mass, but I will say we provide similar services in many rural communities throughout Connecticut. So both municipal contract and subscription service. So.
Yeah. And what about things like weather and gravel roads and that sort of thing? Have you experienced that in some of your other contracts?
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, we service those, and we not unlike what we do in Shutesbury, I think. And Kim, maybe you might be able to speak better to details, I guess. But I think there are certain areas that we've agreed to certain service standards for, because of the challenges with maybe even getting a pickup truck down in certain areas, certain times of year, let alone a small or large garbage truck. But yeah, I mean, we have many years of experience in all those scenarios. So.
Mm-hmm. And are all your other rural contracts automated?
Yes.
All the municipal ones.
Correct. Yeah. Municipal and in subscription, in both. Yeah. I mean, it's automated across the board. The only exceptions are and it's not on a municipal basis, but we have certain subscription routes that we run with sort of boutique service, small rear load driveway in-yard type service trucks that we provide. We provide those services in select areas as well.
Yeah, great. Yeah, thanks. And number 7, you've seen these already, but I'll read them. We understand that service contracts are a partnership between the contractor and the town. What aspects of a successful working relationship does your team find most beneficial?
Well, we got a few years of success under our belt, I guess, with service in the town. So maybe I'll lean on that as the best answer. I mean, otherwise, I think it's just a matter of communication, really. That tends to be what it comes down to. I mean, I think everyone's been very reasonable and understanding of, handful of exceptions that have come up over the years. And as long as that's properly communicated and communicated to the residents, then, by and large, I think that lends itself to a successful relationship. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am the person who often gets the calls from people or the emails, and I must say that Kim, you have been enormously responsive. Whenever I've gotten in touch with you, you've gotten right back to me, and I know that Becky has had the same experience. I want to thank you for that.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Very helpful. Yeah,
Absolutely.
very helpful. Number 8. I don't know if I need to ask this, but I'll ask it anyway because it's other thing. Does your company support pickup of trash bags at curbside?
If it's in a cart, we sure do.
If it's in a cart, right? Right.
Very
and how
good
about-
answer.
Yeah. How about dual stream? Can you do dual stream and automatic?
Yeah, I think similar to what we described when we met there. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and I, I guess half jokingly there about the trash bags at the curbside, but I think maybe to go on record there for that, right? I think we believe that a pay as you throw system, and we've explored this in other areas that have other municipalities we service that have been interested in it, that system will work in a cart based collection. We do have cameras in the trucks where you may not catch them the first time, but we know what the address is, and so we'll be sure to be looking the next time. If it's someone trying to cheat the system there. And then to the dual stream question, I think similar to what we had talked about, I think we believe that not unlike now, where residents put a certain material out at the curb one week and then another material out at the curb the next week, I think we can follow suit with that in a cart-based environment. You leave, allow residents to keep their bins so that they can keep things sorted out in their garage, and then give them utilize a cart for the actual dumping and collection at the curb. So
Great.
Do you have any questions for us about this process or anything you'd like to know?
What's your timeline here?
So we don't have that completely nailed down, but we're looking like we'd like to issue the RFP towards the end of January, beginning of February, with a March date for delivery. So we'd probably give 6 weeks. Is that a good amount of time, 6 weeks between issuing the RFP and, requesting the submissions?
Yeah, I mean, for us, that's plenty of time.
Okay.
I guess, speaking to maybe a vendor that doesn't have the same experience in town there, they may look for at least that much time, but I think it's certainly reasonable, I think, for what other programs and processes have followed. So
Great, thank you.
And
Are you-
go
Go
ahead,
ahead, Gary.
Eric. Well, I was just gonna say the start date, of course, would be July 1st
Right, yep, I
for
get
the
that.
new contract, right?
What's the decision-making process for you guys, for the town? How does that look once you get the proposals back or the bids back?
So we have a public bid opening, and once the bids are opened and recorded, the Recycling and Solid Waste Committee takes a look at the responses, looks at the price proposal and the qualifications that are separately. So we look at the qualifications first separately, rank those, then we look at the price proposals, and we look at the whole. We then make a recommendation to our select board, who is the decision-making body, and they're the ones who award the contract.
Gotcha, okay.
And we try to do that relatively quickly once we have the bids in.
Okay.
I have a question, just to clarify, with the automated collection, and what I think I'm understanding is on alternate weeks, a second cart would have cardboard or cans in it. Is that correct? And then those would go to a dual processing facility?
Correct, yeah, and the second cart being, so it'd be one cart for trash and then one cart for recycling.
Right.
That one recycling cart would be, resident would put the acceptable material in it that applied to that particular week. So 1 week, the resident would put the commingled bottles and cans in it, and then the next week, the resident would put cardboard and paper in it.
Okay. Is there any kind of limitations on the automated trucks on the types of roads in Shutesbury compared to the, I think you're using split trucks now?
Yeah, correct. Split rear loaders. So, you know, we don't believe that there's going to be any issue there. And we're familiar with the town. Like I said, we operate them in a number of rural areas. There are some areas now that are limiting to even the tandem rear load trucks that we operate. So that being like a 10-wheeler. So we're currently these split body trucks that we're running now. The rear load trucks are like 25-yard bodies on them. These would be like a 31-yard body for an automated truck, but the wheelbase is essentially the same. The payload is essentially the same. And so I don't believe from a kind of a weights and measures concern, or, you know, turning radius concern, they actually are a little more maneuverable in that they're cab, or excuse me, not more maneuverable than what we currently have up there. We're currently running cab over style trucks up there versus conventional trucks. So you get a little different wheelbase and turning radius of those. But so I think we've evaluated that. I think we feel pretty confident that what we would be servicing the town with in the way of automated would be comparable to what you're experiencing now. So.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions from the subcommittee or from Kim and Eric?
No, because we did learn a lot from our last meeting with you, and we thank you for meeting with us again. We really appreciate it. We just
Sure.
wanted to ask you the same questions that we asked the other haulers. So thank you so
Right.
much for joining us.
Did you, go ahead, Kim.
No, actually, I guess my question was, can you tell us who else you've been talking to as far as other haulers?
We have talked to the 4 big ones in the area.
Yeah. Waste Management, Casella,
Public.
you guys, and Republic.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm thinking I know of 3. I'm trying to think of who the heck the 4th was. I guess that's all right. You're putting us in that category, huh? We have no ticker symbol. All right. This is not a public company, but that's my own personal anecdotal.
Well, these were the larger haulers that we
No,
were
I-
aware of in the
no, I-
area.
I-
No, but I just want to say that we are posting this to the central registry and the whatever it is, website. So it will go out, a message of the availability of this RFP will go out to every hauler for recycling and solid waste in the state. So I'm hoping we actually have more companies that take an interest and want to bid, because that's what we want, is to get as much input as possible.
Sure. No, absolutely. Understood.
I have one more question. The cart that would be used for recyclables, what's the volume, and are there options for smaller automated carts that would make it easier for either elderly or possibly disabled individuals to get those smaller carts to the curbside? Is there
Sure.
options there?
Yeah, so we presently, to our subscription customers in the area, Tim, we offer 32 gallon, 45 gallon, 68 gallon, and 96 gallon. So 96 is kind of the standard that you often see at the curb. So not to be, I guess I say that only because it sounds like a significant jump from one of the smaller carts, but it is actually the more common size. That said, I think there's certainly a way to kind of customize what a resident would need. I think those are kind of the details that we would have to work through, but the option exists, and I think you know, the whole idea here is to try to make things a little more convenient and a little easier. And so a wheeled, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, if an issue is getting a wheeled cart to the curbside, and some people now, because they have very long driveways, are putting bags in their vehicle, taking it to the end of the driveway. I doubt this, but is there any possibility that the smaller carts can actually be lifted into a vehicle, or are they just ridiculously heavy?
Think we could get you some specifics on weights and all. I mean, I lift my 96-gallon cart in and out of the back of my truck, but I may not be the person that you're referring to, you know.
You big, strong young man.
Something like that,
Yeah.
all right. So I don't think they're not designed to be lifted in and out of vehicles as part of the process. So sure, people do it, and we service a lot of long driveways in a lot of areas. Or we have residents, I should say, that, you know, that we service with long driveways in a lot of areas, but it's probably not ideal use of the cart that way. So
Do you have any creative ideas to deal with that issue in communities where there's a lot of retired people who this would be the biggest issue for them?
And,
Sure.
and long driveways. We got lots of long driveways on hills.
I think a lot of people now that we service keep their containers down at the end, somewhere towards the end where they don't have to move it too far. And then they do exactly what they're doing now and put the bag in their car and bring it down to the cart for their pickup day. We have a lot of people that do that currently.
I see that in Amherst, as a matter of fact. There are places where there are a little cluster of carts.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be left, you know, on the street all week, but, you know, they can pull it a few feet off to the side during the rest of the week and make it a little bit easier to maneuver and not such a far
Right.
move.
Mhm.
So do you have like,
there is I mean, there are people that that make these like little hitch things too, little cart tip, you know, that you can attach attach a cart to the hitch of your car or something like that and bring it up and down. So there's some people have gotten creative with it as well. Not saying that that's the right solution for you, but there's some other ways to do it out there.
I think
In
that
your-
would shorten
in
the
your
length
rural
of the cart
towns and-
pretty quickly.
Another question. Let's say Shutesbury decided it wanted to go automated with a small cart because we wanted to encourage recycling, say the 32 that you have, which is, you know, right now we've got 30 gallon trash bags, town trash bags that we use. Is it possible? It's probably not possible with automated for another bag that could be put out alongside the small cart. That would be impossible to pick up with an automated system, right?
Well,
It'd have
I
to be in
think
a cart.
well, it's not impossible. I think we would want to size carts such that it would limit that sort of thing.
Mhm.
But, you know, we have some city environments really where they elected to go with like a 65-gallon cart. And they have a bag program if you need material, if you have material in excess of what fits in your cart. Not everything is, you know, from an argument to be made from an environmental standpoint, right? As we're trying to do away with all these extra plastic bags. So, you know, is there an avenue where, you know, resident pays for the cart as a point of volume, and then any additional material then just gets bagged? And we have that scenario, and you know, it means that the driver then gets out of the truck and puts the bag in the cart, and then dumps the cart once the first dump is completed. So yeah, there's certainly a way to do it. You wouldn't pick up just the bag itself with the arm, but the driver can get out of the truck and do that. And we do that in other areas. And I think that's a reasonable, we're okay with that. You know, it's a reasonable solution to that.
It certainly wouldn't be every household where people have extra
Right.
bags. I mean, we put our bag out once every 2 to 3 weeks. So, and I think there are a lot of
Right.
households like that. So
Sure.
it'd probably be very few that actually have to put out an extra bag.
And there may be a way to, there's a couple of towns that we service in Connecticut that here that have, they have once a year, a resident gets an opportunity to adjust their cart size because the municipality charges the resident based on the size of their cart. So if your living situation changes such that you really only need a 45-gallon cart and you're only going to have to pay for a 45-gallon cart. And if you find over the course of the year that you're buying, a number of bags such that it actually makes sense maybe to go to a 68-gallon or 96-gallon, kind of once a year we go through and do that. And it's kind of, I forget what month it's in as right now, but it's kind of cart
This is-
exchange month. And so there's ways to facilitate that.
And I appreciate that. And I think that that's something that the Recycling and Solid Waste Committee would have to talk about, how we best implement a pay-as-you-throw system with the carts.
Sure.
So I appreciate.
Would you have to know in advance of the RFP, would you have to know roughly how many houses would actually be putting bags out that the operator would have to physically lift and put in a carton before you would be able to?
Well, I think
Approach
if the
contract.
I think if the R, well, would you need to know that? I think some assumptions would be nice.
Yeah, and,
They-
USA
really
has.
based on
Oh,
cart
sorry.
size.
Yeah, you have a lot of experience with the town anyway, so my guess is you have an idea what that might be, how many households put out extra bags more.
Sure, yeah.
More than one, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't think that would be a big issue. And Tim, just for your own information, the way the process works, we issue the RFP and then the contractors, the potential bidders have an opportunity to submit questions for clarification. Those are called addenda. So if they have questions, they would submit them formally to the town, and then we would release that information to all the bidders. So everyone is aware of the question and the response from the town. So
And also, Tim, in the RFP, there are places for options. Another for the bidders to create an option.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, comments?
Just again, thanks for joining
Thank
us.
you.
We appreciate
Yeah.
it. We look forward
No,
to
certainly.
checking your bid, and we'll send you an RFP when we have it ready.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Take
Thanks,
care.
Thanks for coming.
Bye-bye.
Stay warm, stay safe.
Yeah, stay inside.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, they have both gotten off, and
Yep.
we learned a few new things. They had some interesting suggestions, and I hope they bid.
I do
And
too.
it didn't sound like they were gonna be quick to say no. I mean, they,
No, I'm actually
I think
very encouraged.
they're going to bid, yeah. I
Yeah.
think they're going to bid.
Okay,
it's
I have
nice,
to,
you know.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So,
I personally, I don't like the idea of carts being left on the roadside. I just,
no, we don't either, but
I don't think we should have that discussion here.
okay,
That's
Yeah.
something for when we get bids in and we have to evaluate them, and we can talk about the pluses and minuses.
so we don't prejudge.
Yeah.
Good
But you
call.
know, that housing area as you're going in to North Amherst, it's on the right. And there are always
On what road?
on, I don't even know what the name of the road is, the road that goes to Amherst. The road that you take to get to.
Elm Road, Amherst Road, Leverett Road?
No, the other, the,
North Pleasant,
Sand Hill?
Yeah.
North Pleasant,
no, it's, you go to, it's probably Amherst Road or Leverett Road, one of the others, but you go down the bottom of the hill, you turn left and you follow that around and it takes you straight to the little store in North Amherst.
Cushman, okay, you're talking
Cushman, yeah.
about Shutesbury Road in
It's
Leverett.
Shutesbury Road, and
Okay.
on the right, as you're going down, as you're getting close actually to the store, there's a housing development that was created several years ago. It goes up a hill, and there's always a cluster of carts down at the bottom there.
Oh,
And
and Mark,
and they're USA carts.
Okay,
Yep. I don't know what the name of the road is even, but there are 4 or 5 residences up there.
I think
So-
that's Cushman Road.
Yeah. Oh, that's Cushman Road. Okay.
I think so. Okay,
But-
guys, I'm sorry.
All
I'm
right.
gonna have to.
So
last thoughts?
we'll wait. We'll just wait to hear from Becky, I guess, huh?
We'll keep in touch with her.
Right. Okay.
Well
Okay,
done.
Okay,
everybody.
thank you all. And Tim, thank you again for the notes. They're terrific.
Yes, thanks
I'm not
very
going to
much.
bring those up for acceptance for a while, but
Right.
but we have draft copies and we can share them just with our own committee if we feel we want to, if anyone requests them with the subcommittee and with the recycling committee, but they're still drafts, so I don't want them circulating outside that if you don't. mind.
so do you want the draft of today's meeting to go to the subcommittee or to you first?
Just a subcommittee. No, you can
Okay.
send directly to subcommittee.
Okay,
Thank you. Thanks.
Stay safe,
Okay,
guys.
guys.
thanks.
Have a
Everybody
good
have a
day,
good day.
guys. Stay
Stay
safe.
safe. Bye.
Bye.